What is killing African manufacturing? Hello, my name is Kali Brown. Welcome to Africa Business Channel TV. Today we're going to be talking about manufacturing in Africa. You know, we talk about African manufacturing a lot on this channel because African manufacturing generally speaking, is the way countries and continents grow. If you look at Asia, the Asian tigers, the proverbial Asian tigers, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, all of these countries have made manufacturing a central part of their development because they know that manufacturing is the way to grow a society. Manufacturing creates a lot of jobs, a lot of high-paying jobs. Manufacturing stimulates the adoption of advanced technology. Manufacturing is very, very lucrative. So, if you look at China, South Korea, or Japan, all of these countries use manufacturing to grow themselves into powerful economies. And Africa is no exception. Africa must use manufacturing to grow its wealth and to provide jobs, millions of jobs for its African citizens. So every country in Africa must embrace manufacturing. At this point, let me talk a little bit about African manufacturing. Most African manufacturing falls under two categories. There are those that are part of international conglomerates like Nestle and Procter & Gamble or Unilever. These are large international companies, and they have local manufacturing in aspects of Africa, in different countries in Africa. This show is not about that group. This is about Africa's homegrown manufacturing. Most African business are small, less than 20 people. In fact, most manufacturing business you see in Africa started off with somebody with a skill. For example, somebody who had the skill, a metalworking skill, a welding skill, for example, might start to make metal products. And the people around that person recognizes that that person can make a metal product. So slowly but surely over time, that individual starts to get more customers, and before you know it, they have a nice, small but thriving little business. The other thing we should know about African manufacturing is it is extremely local. Most of the time, you're in your local area, your local region, or your local province, and you're not in the national market. So they're very, very small. The next thing to know is that a lot of these businesses are what we call basic business. So like welding, for example, extremely light manufacturing. These tend to require very little technology, and they tend to rely more on the skill, the local skills that's available. So that is how they set up. So they have very little financing. They also have very little data. And you ask, what is data? Well, let me describe data. Data is, say for example, you want to tell us about your company. So your company name, your location, product you make, the types of product you make, and the price. All of that information is considered to be data. So when we say data, that's what we're talking about, that kind of information. So they lack a lot of data in terms of what they're going to need to compete in a more robust. Again, they're very small. They tend to be local. They tend to be mom and pop. But these businesses, these small African businesses need to be able to grow. And they need to be able to grow regionally within the country and also nationally. And at some point, they're going to have to be able to compete internationally outside of the borders of that country. At this point, if you haven't liked, share, or subscribe, please like, share, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it means a lot to us. So let's take a look at the many challenges that are facing African manufacturing. The first question is, how big a market space is there? How big is the market space that we're talking about? If you're going to start a product or make a product, manufacture something, You're going to want to know how big is the market. How much stuff can I actually make and there are people to buy it? The other question is, which is even more fundamental, is there even a need for your product, the product you're going to make? Is there even a need for that? For that, you're going to need data. And unfortunately in Africa, that is not easy to find. In many cases, it's non-existent. The next question is, what other manufacturers are in the space you're in? Who else is in the space you're in? Are they making the same product, the exact same product like you? Are they making the same brand style? Are they using the same ingredients? These are the manufacturers. What exactly are they making? Are they truly your competition? For that, you're going to need data. And again, in Africa, that is very, very difficult to come by. Every time you make something, you're going to need inputs. Those inputs are called raw material. So where do you find local raw material? Can you even find raw materials locally? Does it exist? Is it even within the country? Is it in Africa? Or do you have to go overseas? Again, that's one of the questions that plague African manufacturing. That information is hard to come by because in many cases that information does not exist. And the fourth question which we're going to address today is, okay, so now that you've managed to overcome all those obstacles and you've made something, how do you tell other people about the product that you've just made? Because if you make something and no one knows you make it, they can't buy from you. People have to know your product exists, your pricing, and a bunch of other things before they can come and buy from you. If they can't find you, they cannot buy from you. And unfortunately, there's no single place you can go in Africa to find that information. Now, somebody would say, oh, I know how to solve that problem. Advertise. That's what advertisement is all about, telling people about your product. Well, that's true. But advertising is extremely expensive. And most African business don't have that kind of a capital, don't have that kind of a financing. So that's out of the question with respect to that. But even if you had the money, where do you advertise? If you were making, let's say, ceramic powder that is used in making ceramics, where would you advertise something like that? Is there some trade publication that you can go and advertise? Do you just go put it on a radio or television? You see the problem that you're facing. Africa is lacking all of these things. And because of that, it is causing many African manufacturing to not grow and for many of them to go out of business. Let's talk about solution. The questions I ask: how many people are manufacturing what you're making? Is there even a market for it? Where do you get raw materials? All of that requires technology. And technology is extremely expensive. Let me say that again. Many African small manufacturers cannot afford technology. And for Africa manufacturing to grow, they need affordable technology. Now, at this point, I'm going to tell you about a technology company called Kubwa.com. Kubwa is an online marketplace. Kubwa has three powerful functions. The first one is on online yellow pages. That is where you as a company come and you register, you get yourself an account, and you tell people about yourself and about your products. Who you are, what you manufacture, where it's located, the pricing, the quality of the product, and the type of the product. That is what African manufacturers will need. That is what African consumers will need. That information, which is not available right now, when you come and you register your business on Kubwa and you put that information in, what you are actually doing is you're making that information now available within your country. Everyone in your country can find you. So let's say you make windows and you make 100 windows a day. You can now put that on there, and anyone who wants to find windows in your country can simply go up there and type in window manufacturers, and they'll see a list of window manufacturers. There you are. And then they can click on that and find the types of products and so on and so forth. They can find you. And remember, if people cannot find you, they can't buy from you. Okay? So by registering your company and putting your product information on there, you are making your information available. But it goes one step further. So now people outside of your local community will know you exist and know about you and your products. Nationally, they will also know about you, because within Kubwa, the whole country is seeing your stuff. But Kubwa goes one step further. The whole of Africa will see your product. Not only will they see you, know about you, and can engage you, because the platform allows them to reach out to you and to start a conversation. They'll know your product, and they'll also see any pricing you have in their local currency. Yes, so this makes it super easy. Powerful technology at your fingertips. And this is not technology that you haven't used before. When you go to the marketplace, you might have a list of 5 things. When you go to the market to buy produce. So you might want to buy sweet potato, you might want to buy some cassava, you might want to buy some fish, and you might want to buy some carrots. So when you go to the marketplace, all those suppliers are right around you. You can walk around, you can shop, you can look at what each one has, you can look at the quality, you can even feel it. You can do that on Kubwa. In fact, that's what you're doing on Kubwa. And you can engage the seller, and then once you're ready, you can purchase. Because Kubwa is more than just the yellow pages. It allows you to purchase it. Yes, it allows you to purchase it right from your desk. Now, many of you small manufacturers are probably saying to yourself, my gosh, this is very expensive technology. There's no way I can afford something like this. This is going to be very expensive. No, it's not. That is the question that comes up all the time. Is this expensive technology? No. The technology is very, very affordable. So affordable you'd be shocked, actually. So there's a link to Kubwa in the description. Please click on it and go check it out. But it is very, very affordable. African business do not have a lot of capital to buy expensive technology. So Kubwa made sure that it was very affordable, and it was designed for the tiniest, smallest manufacturer, someone with just 1 employee, to someone with 2,000 or 3,000 employees. But you know who's going to get the biggest bang for their buck out of this? Because the big companies can afford technology, and this will make them even bigger. But you small companies, this is like having a whole staff behind you. Because now in terms of marketing, in terms of expensive advertisements, in terms of getting the data you need, it's all right there. And for small business, this is a game changer. That is going to give you the competitive advantage that you don't have right now. So when we look at these 4 questions again, what does the market space look like? Is there even a market? You go to Kubwa, type it in and see what the market looks like. It's right in front of your face. How many of the manufacturers are making the stuff? Again, you go to Kubwa and you type it in. If you're making windows, you type in windows, window manufacturers. You'll see all the list. You'll see what the competition it looks like. You'll not only see what the competition looks like, you'll see where they're located, you'll see the quality of their products, you'll see the pricing of their products, and you can position your product to accomplish the sale. Make sure you're competitive just by seeing all of that information. Raw materials, again, inputs to what you're making. You just simply go to Kubwa and you type in the raw material you're looking for, and you'll see all the people who are actually supplying the raw material. And the best part of all of this, you'll see the local people closest to you, and you'll see regional within your country, but within a region, and within the whole national border, and then you can see within the whole African continent. So that's extremely powerful. You know, there's also another bonus that comes along with this. Not only after you've registered on Kubwa are the people in the African continent going to see you, the people in the diaspora are going to see you. The whole world is going to be able to access your product. Yes, you with that small, tiny little company with 10 employees, your products can be bought by somebody thousands and thousands of miles away, say in the United States or Europe. Yes, even Asia. Because now on Kubwa, everyone can see you. Yellow Pages stretch across the continent and overseas. Think of it this way. If you know, with your company, if you're local, your market is only so big. But if you go national, you're selling to a much bigger audience. But if you go continental, and in Africa, for example, Nigeria's population is 206 million. So if you're a Nigerian manufacturer, or you're an Ethiopian manufacturer where your population is roughly around 110 million, you're limited to that number. But with Kubwa, the whole African continent, 1.2 billion people, is now your market. Each one of those people can see your product and can reach out to you and can buy. Now you say, okay, what if someone from far away, I'm a small company, someone from far away, some other country wants to buy my stuff. I don't know anything about the trade regulations and how to export all of that. This is where Kubwa comes in. Kubwa handles the documentation and can even arrange the shipping side of things for you. So custom documents to get your product moved across the border, Kubwa handles all of that. This is why Kubwa is like taking your business and putting it on steroids. You get so much more for so little expense. That is the power that Kubwa is giving you. Technology. Now, this means that if you are coming to Africa and you want to manufacture more advanced products and you want to do the necessary research, you can get a Kubwa account and you can do that research. The advanced products that you want to create and manufacture, you can do that because Kubwa gives you all the necessary information and data that you need that you can do that. And for those of you who have just heard the name Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, Kubwa is built on that agreement, where that agreement was designed for, signed by all 54 African countries under the auspices of the African Union to increase trade among African countries. So Kubwa is built around that and follows the rules and regulations of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. So that will allow your business to sell across the whole African continent. Yes, your tiny little business. And as I said before, and I keep repeating, it is very, very affordable. That's why I say to you, there's a link to Kubwa in the description. Please go check Kubwa out. African manufacturing can rise. African manufacturing can do well. It just needs the data. And that data is now available via Kubwa. If you haven't liked, share, or subscribe, we ask that you do so. Thank you for watching.